Hey, what's up, fam? This is your boy JB. You're listening to the Urban Flow, and we're back at you on WFDU 89.1 HD2. And I'm interviewing one of my good friends of long time, man, long time. Mr. Mingo Long,
That's
actor, extraordinaire. And for those of you who may have special requests, whatever, you can give me a call at area code 201-836-9211. Once again, that number is area code 201-836-9211. So Mingo, man, well, we're very, wow, brother, you've been at it a long time, man. I mean, you have really, brother. I mean, it's amazing because I'm wondering how many of the alumni at Oakwood and the alumni at Alabama A&M, as well as those who are at North Carolina A&T State University, man. I mean, how many of them are aware of what you've done, bro?
A lot, and there's a lot of actors from A&T that are on Broadway and off. My friend Natasha, who I was going to tell you about, Natasha Williams, she's an amazing actress. She was the second person in Color Purple to cover Sophia, and it just goes on and on and on from some of the actors from North Carolina.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? And what type of camaraderie do you guys have, man?
Good. We get together and we talk, and it's a thing. Like if they know of an audition that's coming up or something like that, Natasha will call me or Horace will call me and let me know what they're looking for, or they'll say, "Now you have to go in and sing this type of song" or something like that. So everybody's pretty close, and which is a good thing. We all stick together.
Okay, so being an actor, I'm only assuming that, man, a person who's an actor, they have to know how to dance, they have to know how to sing, they have to be very coordinated, they have to know how to remember so many things, man. So what is it that helps you to keep all of that intact?
Well, I have people to go over lines with me when I'm learning my lines, because that's the thing. Because repetition is the thing of learning. Now, when it comes to that dancing part, I can move. I'm not a dancer. That's why I'm more of an actor. And sometimes it doesn't require much dancing, and sometimes it does, just depending on the show. But as far as everything else, you just have to be dedicated, and you have to have that mindset, like when you start learning your lines and things. But a lot of times, like when I'm learning lines, I can't learn lines until I'm blocking the show. When the show is being blocked, then because a lot of times, like, the lines come to you when you move certain things, and so you see those things as the show has been blocked, and that's what helps me to learn my lines.
Really? So what's the amount of preparation needed? I mean, say for instance you got a show and the starting, maybe next one or whatever. What's the rehearsal regiment like?
It's like a 8 to 5, believe it or not. You start rehearsal sometimes at 10 and you get out like at 4.
Really?
You have a 30 minutes to an hour lunch break. But it's not like that every day, because what they're doing is if you're in this scene, say for instance you're in the first 2 scenes, you work on those, and then for a certain, maybe an hour or so, and then you're not called anymore until your next scene, and then somebody else is working that next scene, so it's like that. So you and when you're off, you learn your lines, and when you learn your lines, you come back, and then they'll start running that scene 1 and 2. They'll run scene 1, 2, and 3, or 4, or whatever. And if you're in those scenes, you should be off book, or at least try to be, or be very familiar with your lines, where you can look down at the script. And a lot of times during that time, when they say that you have to be off book, there's a thing you call line. So you're saying a line, you forget a line, you say line, but stay in the character, and the stage manager will give you the line, and then you go on from there.
Really?
Yeah.
So I guess being professionals, man, the expectations.
Yeah,
wow.
it's
I guess they expect.
Yeah, they expect, because they're paying you money.
Yeah.
they and because if you're going to school and everything like that, they expect you to know your stuff.
So what is it like working with this? Well, I don't know what the proper term is for the individual in charge. Stage manager.
Yeah, directors. And stage managers. Yeah.
I mean, what are some of these guys like?
They're really, a lot of the ones that I've worked with, even though they're demanding, They're very good because they know they know their stuff, and they work with you. But they can't take a lot of time up because you have to do your own background work. You have to study. You have to find out all about that character sometimes by yourself, especially if you have a short time to learn your lines.
Okay, now when you use the term "find out about the character," I mean, does it mean that you have to like go and do research?
Research. Research. It's you go to the library and everything. Like if you're doing a show in the '60s or the '50s, '60s, you if it's a musical or the way that people dressed or the way that they looked, you listen to biographies, things like that to get an idea how the people talked during that time or how they acted, and then you try to bring that into your character. Once you start learning your lines, and then you say, "Oh, I can use this from such and such person," in that time period. And that's how it is. That's how it works.
I mean, but do they kind of like give you like an example or say this is where you should look? They give you like leads.
Yeah, they do give you examples, and they give you ideas of things. I mean, you're not going to go in there cold because a lot of times during that first rehearsal, there's a read-through. But first of all, you've already read the script, but there's a read-through of the whole script with all the actors in it, and they have renderings of costumes. They have all of that stuff at the first rehearsal. The renderings of the costumes, what they're going to look like, and what people are going to sound like and things like that. They bring in tapings of voices. Sometimes they have a speech person there to help you with line readings and things like that. And that's how it does. It just goes like that. And then you work from there until you master it.
So how much input does the actor have, say for instance, like in wardrobe, any ideas like everything is scripted basically?
Yeah, they don't have much input with the wardrobe unless they're saying that, well, this is too tight or something, or can you lose a button here or something. They have input if it's a new show, and if you're cast in the new show, like I just finished doing Liberty, I did the role of Samuel Ferguson, and I had input on that because they were still writing and they were still changing things, and so that becomes your character. You originate that role. So if you're originating a role, you give your input all the time and say, well, I don't think this person would do this. And if the director says, well, I think so, and then he explains why, then you say, okay, I understand. So you take it from there. But input is good. Even in main shows, the director might want one thing and you say, may I try it this way? And they will a lot of times will let you try, and they say, okay, I like that. Well, let's try this and this and put the two together.
So it's like a collaboration.
Yeah, because it's everybody is working on it, and but the thing is, they will not give you they're not supposed to give you line readings. That's a line reading is tell you how to read a line. They're not supposed to give you that. Because that's bad. That's if you can't get that, they will find somebody else.
Oh, okay.
So
it's kind of like that.
Yeah, they'll give you an idea. They'll work all around it and say, "Why don't you do it such and such a way?" But they can't. They won't give you a line reading because you're supposed to be able to listen to their feedback to give them what they want. And if you can't do that, and if they try several times and if you can't do it, you might find yourself going.
Right.
Really.
Right. So let me ask you this question, Mingo. How important for an actor, how important is integrity in the I'm just going to pose it as workplace. I'm sure it's called something else, but how important is integrity within the organization?
Let me see an example of it's very important. I'm trying to think.
How about like being on time? I mean, are they very time conscientious?
Yeah, you cannot be late.
Okay.
You can't just come in on your own time. If they give you a time, you have to be there. And a lot of times, like with the buses and trains, and sometimes they're late, and they will take that into consideration. But you should leave a lot ahead of time before you going to a rehearsal. And if you are going to be late, you have to call into the stage manager and let them know I'm going to be a few minutes late, or the train is being held up or something like that. But it can't be a repeating thing over and over and over. If you see that's going to happen, you leave an hour earlier, to make sure that you get to that rehearsal on time, because that their time, that's money,
Right.
you know, and it's also learning time, and it's holding up everybody else that's there. If you're doing a scene with somebody else,
Right.
they have to wait on you to get there,
Right.
you know, and that's a bad, and it looks bad.
Yeah.
It looks bad.
So-
and it also gives you a bad name if you consistently do that. That travels.
Really?
You know, people hear about that.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, God, yeah.
So I guess that industry is very small, and it's a very small circle. So throughout your travels, I mean, what have been some of the most magnificent stages you performed on? What are some of the ones that, like, you know, come to mind? You know, the top three. I'm sure that the ones in New York are good. I mean,
Oh my God.
but
Yeah. You asked me that. That's hard. Because I can't think of names of theaters that I've been in. But I've had some great ones from California to Atlanta. The Theater of the Arts in Atlanta, as well as in Texas. I enjoyed that. In Palo Alto, California, Mountain View Performing Arts Theater. I enjoyed that one. I mean, it's just good. I mean, every theater is different, and the stages are different. It's basically the people, you know, that you work with on that stage, and the directors and things that, if you have a good rapport with them, that's what makes a show great, and working on that stage with those people.
okay. And so I guess everybody have to get along. I mean, because I can't imagine what it would be like being on a tour or being on an extended show and people can't get along. But I'm sure that you may have I'm sure you may have observed that before.
Yeah, it happens. I mean, you want to be able to get along with everybody, but it's not always like that. You have some people that that doesn't work. They don't work well with people, but they work good on the stage, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So they're cut off from everything else, and when it comes to the stage, you know, they're a totally different person. And but it's good to work good with people and go out with people and to have fun with people in order to carry that to the stage where you can feel like you connect with that person. But sometimes it's not like that. But you have to make it look like that, and it has to feel like that when a show is going on. You have to, so people will have no idea what's going on outside the stage. You know.
So, any upcoming events that you're going to be a part of that you may want, you know, the listening audience to know about, so they can come check you out?
I can't say right now because there's some things that are in the work, but I don't like to talk
I understand.
about
No
those
problem.
things.
Yeah.
But I'm still in the process of auditioning for things. And Liberty, the musical, that's coming back sometime in October, November, which is a great show. It's dealing with the Statue of Liberty and how immigrants make up America.
Right.
It's a great show, and there's some things that are in the works for myself right now, but I can't say.
No problem.
Yeah.
And how about, say for instance, do you do like, say for instance, if an organization wanted to hire you to come in and to do something, you know, like maybe something dramatic, whatever, do you do stuff like that?
I do stuff like that.
Okay, so how would they make contact with you?
I have a website, which is www.cmingolong.com.
Okay.
Or you can just call get my phone number?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
My phone number, 917-916-8000. And just let me know. I do everything from singing to no dancing. Very little dancing. Singing, I sing church music, R&B, jazz, to monologues and scenes.
Do you do workshops?
I haven't done a workshop in a while. I did a couple of workshops in Alabama a couple of years ago, but yeah, I can do those.
Okay, so if somebody wanted to, like, you know, put on a workshop for their aspiring youth, whatever, then you can do that. How about schools? Have you worked in schools before?
Yes, I have.
I'm not talking about as like a teacher, but say for instance, if they have like a special day, and they have a guest coming in, so
I do that too.
You do that as well.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
All right. Well, listen, everyone. We've just interviewed Mr. Mingo Long, actor extraordinaire, and man, his resume reads very long, and it's broad, and it's amazing. You know what Mingo has done. I mean, so I'm very proud, you know, of his aspirations and accomplishments. So, Mingo, do you have a website? that the listeners can go to perhaps, kind of get an idea of the shows that you've been a part of and to kind of capture, what your history has been?
Yeah, that's the one, www.cmingolong.com.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Or you can go on Facebook and look in...
Facebook, yeah.
Or you can Google me.
Okay.
And that would tell the shows and things that I've been in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great, man. So listen, any final words of encouragement that you would like to, to leave, with everyone, with everybody?
What as that old lady used to say, keep on keeping on.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
My thing is just follow your dreams.
Yeah.
And I have a thing at the end of like my phone call, love yourself first. In order for you to love others, you have to love yourself. Of course, love God.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some people that are not Christians out there, so you just have to love yourself or love that thing that makes you who you are.
What makes you who you are.
Yeah.
And not be afraid to follow those dreams, man. Yeah. Because fear can rob a person of a lot of things. Well, Mingo, thank you so much, brother, for coming in and sharing with us on today. We're so happy that you were able to take time out of your busy schedule, man.
I'm glad to be here.
Okay, all right, brother. Okay, I'll holler at you later, man. You got to come back. Actually, you will be coming back.
Yeah,
So we'll talk about that.
Okay.
All right, everybody, thank you all so much for tuning in and listening to our interview. We're going to continue to play some music. Listen and enjoy.